fighting with all her might, had nearly reached Olympus on her quest to defeat Typhon, the dreaded god destroyer. But first, she would have to plunge into the Forge Lands. Once home to Hephaestus, god of fire, hammer, anvil, and forge, these were now godless lands. Scorched, laid to waste. What was not dead was dying. Chaos reigned. For here, monsters roamed free.
Can you not tell this story like I wasn't just there?
Zeus.
I was literally just there 2 weeks ago, and even if I wasn't, though I was, I'd be listening to your story for days.
It's called dramatic effect.
It's called Where's My Skip Button?
Fine. Cue title.
Ubisoft Quebec presents the video game formerly known as Gods and Monsters.
It is actually pronounced Ubisoft.
The French.
Hey folks, it's Glenn here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this new game coming up that was recently announced at the Ubisoft Forward event on September 10th. This is now Immortals Fenyx Rising, what was, like they said, known as Gods and Monsters when it was revealed at E3. So once again, they've given us the opportunity to take a look at this game quite early via remote connection. It was a great connection, though, so I really didn't have too many problems in terms of aiming the bow and arrow, etc. It was a great play session, and this obviously is running on PC, but it should be pretty indicative of how the game is going to look, play, etc. on the newer consoles, so the PS5, Xbox One, or Xbox Series X. Of course, this is a work in progress, so anything can change. So, you know, you might see some differences when the game actually comes out. But, I mean, right away, totally getting a Breath of the Wild vibe from it, even with the different foliage that you see and shadowing on the foliage, etc. Big open-world third-person adventure. And what's going on is this character, Typhon, is seeking revenge of the gods themselves. This is all in Greek mythology. So you're dealing with the Olympians, different Greek heroes, and you play as a character called Fenyx, which is Fenyx. And you can play as either a male or a female. So obviously right here I'm playing as a female. That's all I played in the session. We had a big power outage in the data center while I was playing, so some of that footage that I had originally recorded is gone. So this is what we're using. Really fun game, as you can see. Very melee-based combat. There is some bow and arrow play and some other things as you progress along. I was allowed to play this for a good couple of hours, and I'll be honest, cutting all this together, because we were only allowed to show 30 minutes of footage, it was really tough. Honestly, even in this early phase of the development, I had a really good time with it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The moves, as you can see, are pretty easy to pull off. Things can get a little bit more complicated with everything on the right side there that keeps popping in and out. But, you know, not just how the graphics look, but when you think of Breath of the Wild, you think of the fact that you've got a limit to how much you can do your moves. And that's that little blue meter to the left of your character. And you'll experience things like you did in Breath of the Wild a little bit. If you've never played it, it's fine, you'll understand it. But you're going to experience stuff like that when you're like climbing, because there is a climbing element to this game as well that you'll see later on. What you're seeing currently is actually a puzzle element, and there's a lot of puzzles going on. It's not all puzzles, obviously, but you'll see a puzzle element. And I didn't go through the whole thing because I didn't want to spoil it in the video, but pretty easy to figure out spoilers, or pretty easy to figure out puzzles. And, you know, I had someone on the session with me to kind of help if I had any questions, if I got stuck anywhere. And he actually didn't need to chime in really at all in this session, unlike Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs Legion that I'd played before. I really love the writing, number one. When they go through some of the cutscene stuff, the writing I think is fantastic. Everything is easy to understand. Everything is easy to pull off. I was actually playing this with a DualShock 4 connected to my PC, and it felt very, very responsive, really easy to control, and especially that I was on a remote connection. It was very surprising. I don't know if they announced the release date at the Ubisoft event that just happened. I have no idea. We don't have the launch date or details yet, but that might have been announced at that event. We were allowed to put this video up right after the event. So I love the fact that it's Greek mythology. There's some great representations of what they would kind of assume things were from the stories. As you can see, Medusa's probably somewhere around. There's a lot of characters here set in stone. And what you can do is you can actually attain different weapons and different items that kind of link back to the Greek mythology. So I think at one point in this video, I'll actually attain the lightning of Zeus. And you'll find like Achilles' shoes, I believe, a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, I do have the release date. Looks like right now the release date we've been told is December 3rd of 2020. And I assume the normal prices that you see everything else. So who knows what the PS5 and Series X prices is going to be, because we've seen rumors that it's going to be $10 more for those. We don't know yet. But obviously for me, this really harkened back to a lot of the elements that you saw in Breath of the Wild, but I actually think the controls in this are easier than Breath of the Wild, personally. But I'm going to shut up now. I hate it when people talk all the way through a video. So I'm going to shut up now and let you enjoy this. The soundtrack is fantastic. The voice acting is fantastic. And this is early stage, so I would just assume it's going to be as good or even better when the game finally comes out. But keep an eye out for this on December 3rd. Thank you so much to Ubisoft for giving us the opportunity to preview this. And check out more that we have over on youtube.com/psnation. Follow us at Twitter at psnation, and also on Facebook, which is facebook.com/psnation group. Oh, no, I'm sorry. psnation.com/psnation page. I got rid of the group. But yeah, keep your eyes and ears open. The podcast comes out every 2 weeks. Keep your ears open for that, because obviously I'll be talking about this more on the podcast, and hopefully we'll have this to stream and also to review when the time comes. So very exciting stuff. This was a great surprise to me, because I'd kind of gone back and researched what we knew about Gods and Monsters, and there were all these rumors because of a leak that happened with Google Stadia that this was going to be called Orpheus, and that's not the case. The name actually came out to Immortals Fenyx Rising. So thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of the video, and have a great one.
standing true. I am your world reborn!
Hummable. But what's it for? Huh.